Hello to everyone who is watching this video. I hope you all are doing great in your life. I hope you all are thriving in your lives. Just came across an idea which I thought to be worth sharing and quite relevant to all of us. So that's the point of making this video. Okay, so the point is that there has been a widespread phenomenon of people feeling alienated to their work. Like people are disenchanted from whatever kind of work they are doing. It doesn't matter whether you are a person who is doing some kind of professional work or whether you are a student who is studying. Everyone is feeling alienated to their work. And quite obviously, when you feel alienated to your work, when you feel disenchanted to your work, then that work feels like some kind of load carrying. It feels like you're continuously carrying a burden. And this feeling of alienation, it's not just a temporary psychological condition. It's not just a temporary feeling of fatigue, but I think it has become a living condition. It has become something natural, something quite normal. And in fact, I think that this performing this alienating work has been eulogized as hard work. It's called hard work. So it's quite a grim situation. And the fact that people are feeling alienated to their work, it's quite evident from the fact that people are not doing their work. People are not properly doing their work. Like we have data which shows that people are absent from their working place during their working hours. So we have to ask that why are people so reluctant to do their work which they are supposed to? And also the incriminating surveillance. Like nowadays, there's surveillance everywhere. Every kind of workplace has some kind of surveillance. Like people at their working place are always under someone's gaze. So why there's a need for such kind of surveillance? One of the factor may be because to force people to do their work, to check whether they are doing their work properly or not. So it again begs the question that why are people so reluctant to work, to do their supposed work? And I think it's quite everywhere. It's the case with every kind of work, and it's the case with students also. So we have a whole education system where we have to force people to study. So it's quite a bizarre situation. And I think this alienation manifests in most glaringly in the case of students. Because uh, because students are obviously in the process of acquiring knowledge, and the acquirement of knowledge should have been the most natural thing which a human should have done. I'm saying this because I think there are two reasons that why I think so. The first is that we humans are innately curious. Humans are innately curious being. Just look at a child. A child is full of questions. Like how curious a child is. Like he has a lot of questions, and he's curious about everything, or she's curious about everything. So that's one of the reason that it should be the acquirement of knowledge should have been the most natural thing. And also, the famous philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre says that we human beings are being for itself, in contrast to being in itself, which are the other objects, the inanimate objects or the animals. So we are being for itself, which means that we are fascinated by our own existence. We question our own existence. Like we have this intense curiosity to question everything. So we are in this perpetual search for perpetual struggle for searching for meaning and purpose. So we are bothered by our own existence. And in contrast to that, a stone doesn't question in its own existence. The animals are not in search of any kind of purpose, but we are. So this curiosity, this searching is innate to us. Okay, so that should have made us again, that should have made the acquirement of knowledge a natural thing for us to do. Also, secondly, on top of that, I think that the complexity of universe, and the meagerness of our knowledge should have again forced us to 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 acquire knowledge, as much knowledge as possible for us to acquire, you know but it's not the case. We are, like, students have to be forced to study. People have to be forced to do their work, which they were supposed to do. So we have to question that, why is it the case? Why is it the case that students have to be forced to study? One of the reason is that we have reduced everything to economics, to mere survival. Like, it is told that you have to study because you have to acquire a job, you have to secure a job. You have to study because you have to earn. You have to work because you have to earn. So the whole thing is about earning and surviving, And knowledge is not anymore about the fulfillment of that that natural curiosity which we have. It's just about earning. And work is also not about manifesting your own individuality, manifest who you are, but it's just about earning. Work shouldn't be just about earning. Work is something which makes us human. Like, you show who you are, your skill. You contribute to society through your work. So it's not just about earning, it's about contributing. It's about showing you who you are. Like Hegel, in the master-slave dialectic, he says that the slave becomes self-conscious when he creates something for the master. He looks at whatever he has created and he says, okay, I am the creator of this object. So I am this creator of this object, and he identifies himself as the creator of that object. So work is that act of creation. Like, just imagine a painter. A painter paints something great, and he looks at his art and he says, okay, I am the creator of this paint, so I'm a painter because I paint. So the painter identifies himself through the work which he does. So work is more deeper than that. Work is not just about earning. It's about creating yourself. It's about identifying yourself. So obviously, I'm not saying that we shouldn't think about earning. Obviously, we have to earn. Like, you can't do philosophy with an empty stomach. You have to eat food, obviously, but that should be the secondary thing. That should be the thing which you just get along the way. You are into your work, you just love your work, and in that process you get something in return, like you get some money, by which you could survive. In the same way, like, you are just curious about knowing, and you're just acquiring knowledge, and obviously it helps society, it benefits society, and the society provides some kind of money to you in exchange of that. But that earning shouldn't be the primary goal. As I said, it's something secondary. It's something which you get along the way. So work should be like that. Work shouldn't be reduced to mere survival. Like, we are human beings, and we do not only survive, we live. There is a difference between living and surviving. Like, animals survive, but we live, and living is something great.